friends, it's Fanny. Welcome to Travel Tales. Picture it, Umeå, 2009. It's a typical university town located in northern Sweden. There's snow outside, it's November. My cat had just broken a potted plant, and that was the end of Hank the Monstera plant. He went into the trash and I left for the airport. I don't much recall the flight, but I do know that I went with my then boyfriend to visit basically his cousins or his uncle who many decades ago moved to Brazil. For a few days we were in Sao Paulo at this uncle's house, and they were really cool. I am still friends with one of his cousins actually on Facebook. She was absolutely awesome, and I am now that awkward ex-significant other at the back of the family photo, if you've ever seen one of those. So yeah, that's awesome. I have a few things that I recommend that you do when you are in Brazil. Surprising to no one, I recommend the food. I absolutely adore the Brazilian barbecue style. Like, there's a lot of meat, it gets rotated, like you basically get your fill of everything you want. And I find that quite nice. Like, you won't leave a Brazilian barbecue place hungry, basically. And then there is the little cheese buns. It is my favorite type of bread of all the types of bread I've ever tasted in the world. It's basically, I think it consists, about half of its mass is cheese that's grated and then mixed into the dough. And it's so good. I'm not sure if it's made with, I don't think it's made of only regular flour. It's made with taro flour too. So it has this different texture as well, a little bit chewy, doughy, and when they're hot out of the oven, it's one of the most amazing things in the world. Then there's also a type of peanut butter cookie that I can't really explain, but it's crack, basically, in cookie form. Regular peanut butter cookies are really good, but these were amazing. They basically melt in your mouth and they don't really leave that dry feeling that a lot of peanut butter cookies do. So this was absolutely amazing. And yeah, I recommend, like, when you travel, if you have the possibility to, if you have any maybe even distant friends or relatives in that area, like, visit them, make so that you get a little bit more of a local take on the thing rather than just coming there as a tourist. It gives the whole journey a much wider, much bigger dimension to it, so that you get all these little nuances that you might actually miss as just a tourist. To everyone's surprise, even mine, I recommend the Pele Soccer Museum that's in Sao Paulo, because it's even to a person who's not into sports, it's so well presented and so cool with everything you can see there. And it's not overly just like shoot this soccer ball and everything. It has enough lore to be interesting to a person who's not generally interested in that. So that was actually a pretty cool thing to visit. I mean, when you're in Brazil, you almost have to. It's not mandatory, but I think maybe you should. Oh, I also have a cup of tea here, so cheers. Oh, that's good. It's, I think, what's it say, blackberry? I don't remember. I don't remember which tea it is. Blackberry cream, I think. Anyway, I had the fortune that the then boyfriend's aunt worked at the university in the zoology department, so we were allowed to go there and go into the lab and just see all these really cool animals that they showed us. There was one of these, if you've seen any nature documentaries, like these weird are almost lizard snakes with no eyes. Like they're worms of some kind, and they live there, and they have no eyes, they don't see anything, and they're kind of creepy. They almost look like snakes. So we saw those. And then there were some xylotls. I think that's how you pronounce it. So yeah, not everyone is gonna be able to do that, but I mean, if you get the chance to see the exotic animals in a distant place, just go do it. Another thing I recommend is Rio de Janeiro. Even though the city scared me a lot, like, it's big, it has some gang activity. I think Copacabana is like completely overrated, but I didn't mind Rio at all. I think it's kind of similar to Kingston, which I got used to, but when we flew to Sao Paulo, that's the largest city I'd ever been in. So that was kind of scary, actually. I wasn't really sure yet about what to do. And this was before the whole road trip across the US. So it was the first time I was in a city that large, and the traffic was mortifying to me. I still to this day don't really like driving in cities because it can get overwhelming, but I did enjoy Sao Paulo. Like, it had a good vibe. Rio was okay. I did like the things that you can see in Rio, like the Sugarloaf, Cristo Redentor statue. We went up there and looked at it and everything. And did you know that that is partly built from Swedish concrete? Not completely, but some of the foundation and then some of the concrete in the statue is actually from Sweden. So they shipped it all the way over there. It still stands, so good quality. So yeah, I don't really have a lot to say because it's 10 years ago. I did try to like recall as much as I could. I do remember the food. I do remember the lovely people that we stayed with. They were so helpful, so nice, and really wanted to show everyone what it was like there. And there was also, oh, I discovered a new favorite drink, which is caipirinha. Caipirinha. I don't know how to pronounce it in Brazilian, but it's good. So it's basically crushed lime with sugar, and then you pour on cachaça, which is the sugarcane liquor. Not quite rum, but almost rum. Like, it's related to rum. And then you mix it around. Oh, you crush it with ice, I think. Oh, it's so good. It's really, really good. Very limey, very tasty. And, well, like I said, if you can, try to find someone local that can show you around and, like, give you some hints and tips on what to see and what to do. And, I mean, if a country is known for something like soccer in Brazil, go to that museum, like, check it out. Don't be afraid to be a little bit touristy and see all those things too. So this is a pretty short video, I think, but since it's 10 years ago, I thought it was about time I made a video about what I think you should check out in Brazil. Yeah, if you have any other ideas for what you can see in Brazil, please put them in the comments down below and give other people watching this video some tips. And travel safe. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends who might like traveling, and I will see you in my next video.